Joining me right now to talk about the social media addiction event. How are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm good.
That's good.
Feeling a little better. I'm back on my feet.
Oh, what happened?
Oh, I just got that horrible flu that was going
Oh
around
my
and then ended up
gosh.
with a horrible chest infection. So it's been a rough few weeks, but we're back out there and hopefully get some good engagement around the event now.
Absolutely. So, this social media addiction event, tell me more about it.
Well, at the DPAC, we decided that, well, we always look every year at what are some of the big concerns coming in from schools, what are we hearing across the board, and we really noticed an interest and a real need for more education around social media and how
Yeah.
addictive it is and what kind of problems that can be generated from it. So we are flying up Rob with Dynamic Influence from the United States, actually. It's been quite the trek to get him here. But he works all across the world doing presentations for schools. So he will be coming up and presenting to like almost every single school within our district from grades 4 to 12. Different presentations per age group. Obviously we keep it
Oh, yes.
age appropriate for the grade fours,
Absolutely.
and different for going up to grade 12. And then we are having a parent night, which is what I'm here to really talk about, which is getting the parents engaged and involved in the learning process of what is really happening with the anxiety and the addictive side of social media. Why does it cause anxiety and why is it so addictive? So that better regulations, better monitoring can
yes.
hopefully be incorporated into people's lives.
And of course, social media is a huge thing for
Oh.
kids' lives.
We're such hypocrites. I'm using social media to advertise. I shouldn't use social media.
And of course, there's always have to be like a happy medium. You just can't be the one, always on the phone and ignoring everything
No.
that's happening in the world, right?
It's frustrating because the more kids are being asked and talked to about it, the kids are actually saying, we don't want to be on it, but all of our friends are on it. So they feel like they have to be on it, and you're ostracized, cast aside if you're not on it. So you feel like you're being left out. So most youth say that when their phone is taken away from them, they feel better.
Yeah.
So it's almost like more regulation and more rules around it actually is better for them, and they feel it. Nobody feels good after 3 hours of scrolling, right? You get brain fog. You feel like you've wasted all your time. So the reporting coming out of it was really hard to read, actually. It was very eye-opening.
The disconnect is always a good thing. Like, just looking on social media for like what you said, 3 hours, it's a lot.
The average smartphone user is up to 6 hours, 7 hours a day.
Wow. A day, I know.
Oh, it's so crazy.
And if you work with social media, it's tough to avoid it.
Well, your job must be the same.
Yeah,
must be
absolutely.
difficult to monitor and really like stay off of it. So do you have like a disconnect time? Do you go home and like not going to look at my phone for a
No,
bit?
I'm not gonna look at my phone for a bit. That's how I disconnect because just looking at it all day, it's just tiring.
Yep.
And of course you said that other teenagers, they affect other teenagers to go on social media because they are on it.
Yeah.
That peer pressure is real because
It
I was
is.
once I grew up at a point that most of the popular social media apps, they were just starting to come out, like
Right.
Instagram,
Facebook,
Snapchat.
yeah. I remember when Instagram was brand new.
Oh,
brand
I
new.
remember that
Yep.
too.
Yeah.
When it was in high school when it was brand new.
Yeah.
All my friends were on it,
Yeah.
and I got feel pressure to go on it too.
Yeah. And it's interesting to see whether or not, is it because that we didn't grow up in it, that we have an easier way of monitoring it? Or is it these kids because lots of the studies show that as people age, they kind of drift away from social
Yeah.
media. But I'm wondering if that's more because those generations really didn't grow up with it. But now we can't even understand what these kids are going through. When my son was actually asking for a cell phone and he's 7. 7 years old. And I was like,
no.
oh, absolutely not. So I can't even imagine what it's like to try to monitor that when it's just, you see mom on her phone,
Yeah.
you see dad on his phone, you see all your friends talking about phones. So it'll be interesting to see actually how kids you know, if they're going to grow out of it or if this is going to be a forever thing.
I know, like with cell phones these days, you can be connected to everything. You can be connected to social media, not like, you know, back in the 2000s when the flip phone barely has anything besides Snake.
Remember how long it took to text something? It's like hitting the same
T9?
button 3 times.
T9,
Yeah.
don't you miss that?
No, I don't. And there are benefits to it. Like you said, it can't be this cut and dry. Okay, you just can't use it.
Yeah.
Because it's not going to happen. I had to sneak Facebook because I wasn't allowed on it. But just because my parents said no, and then I was like, oh, I'm going to get it anyways. And I was like, that created self-monitoring because I couldn't just be on my phone in front of my mom all the time because I wasn't technically supposed to have it. I was like, not till you're 16. So even that created, just my parents saying no to it created a bit of monitoring because I wasn't on Facebook all the time. So there was a little bit of regulation in that, but it will be really interesting to see how these next generations turn out. But the big thing is getting parents involved in it because you can teach the kids, you can teach them all you want and they'll feel really motivated and you feel that spark. You're like, yeah, I'm going to stop using my phone so much. They're kids. You know, they can't regulate it. So we have to, but it's not because we're all addicted.
I was once a kid too. I was once in high school, and that was the time that social media was a big thing.
Yeah.
And trying to, you know, get away from it. Oh my gosh,
No,
it's so hard.
I can't.
It is.
No, it can't. I don't download Twitter. I won't download certain apps because like as soon as I go on, I'll be stuck on it. So it's really frustrating. But it's great to see how the social media giants are being sued now.
Yeah.
That's happening a lot. So hopefully everybody just keeps pushing for it. You know, these sites are not meant for kids. It is an advertising platform. That is it. They are all they want to do is make money. That's it. It's like they're so good at it. It's it's a business. It's not meant for children. I think that's going to be one of the huge talking points is the reasons why this is not directed at children.
Once again, when is this event happening?
Wednesday, April 24th at Anne Robert Young School. It'll be in the gymnasium. We're really excited. We can't wait to host it. And Rob, I believe, is going to be a really big, he's going to have a huge impact, I think. He's very, very personable, very good at talking to people. So everybody just come out, meet him, have a snack, and just come and build some community around this because without community involvement, without our engagement and supporting each other, there's going to be no change. We have to bind together and all have the same set of rules around this or else it's just there's gonna be no use in doing it. So hopefully we get some really good community involvement.
Before I let you go, where can people find more details?
So on the Facebook page, it is called Parenting in a Digital Age. That is on Facebook. And if you look up Jamie Grawn with Century 21 Realty, you will find the event on there, but it is called Parenting in a Digital Age.
Jamie, it's always a pleasure for you to come in and talk to me, and thank you so much.
It's always great to talk to you, Bernard.
This community interview is supported by your Member of Parliament, Bob Zimmer. Stop by his office in Fort St. John at 9916 100th Avenue and in Dawson Creek at 10421 10th Street.